So today I want to talk about the 7 reasons to not worry. And these 7 reasons are on the book of Matthew, and it is Matthew chapter 6, and they are going to range from verse 25 through 34. So, and I'm going to have them all broken up. So, the first reason to not worry is the same God who created life in you can be trusted with the details of your life. He is the creator of all things. He can take care of every detail in your life. And this is Matthew 6, verse 25. And the second reason is worrying about the future only hampers your efforts for today. So, when we're so filled with worry, and we worry about things to come in the future, things that more than likely may not even happen, but we're worrying about it. So, and then it's just gonna hamper of what you can do in the here and now. So that is Matthew 6, verse 26. And reason number 3, worrying is more harmful than helpful. And that is Matthew 6 and verse 27. So, when you get yourself so worried and just so filled with anxiety because you're worrying so much, that can cause internal things. Like, it can make you sick. It can just cause all sorts of health related issues in your body. So, it's causing all that harm when it really doesn't need to. Fourth is God does not ignore those who depend on him. And that is Matthew 6, verse 28 through 30. He doesn't ignore you, even though some people think that, if they don't hear from God, God's ignoring them. He doesn't ignore you. A lot of times we just don't take the time out to really listen. So, if you're in prayer, you pray to God and, you just sit and listen. Just sit in quiet and just listen. And, and he's always willing to talk. He wants to talk to you. So sometimes just after you pray, just sit and listen and see what he has to say. And you're going to, sometimes it can be, you can hear it. But a lot of times it's just that small, still voice inside of you. It can come to you as maybe like an idea, but he's not ignoring you. He doesn't ignore you. And number 5 is worrying shows lack of faith in understanding of God. And that is Matthew 6, verse 31 and 32. So, and yeah, worrying, if you're worrying, you're not having faith in what God is going to do for you in your life. I mean, I don't know how many of you out there are parents, but when as a parent, I mean, you want to help your child as much as you can, and if they don't have faith in you that you as a parent would help them, that you're just going to let them struggle and just, you deal with it. I mean, God is an even much better parent than we could ever be. And we have to have that faith, knowing, God's not going to just, let us go and be like, oh, they got it. He wants to see us, just be happy. It's not always necessarily about the happiness as it is, just doing his will. We are to do his will. But like it says in the Bible, I mean, when he comes back, is he going to find faith in the world? Because there's so many people that lack that faith. We have to have faith in him, in what he is willing to do in our lives, because he's always willing. So we just have to have faith in that. And number 6, worrying keeps us from real challenges God wants us to pursue. And that is Matthew 6, verse 33. So, yeah, worrying, it can just like overrun our mind and we can't even focus, so then we're not able to do the stuff that God wants us to do. He may have, this will that he wants us to do, and he gets us on track, and, he wants us to do this will for him. But if we're so, just in our minds, just so filled with worry, it's going to affect on, what we are able to do. It's almost like we can almost get paralyzed in that worry. And then number 7 is living one day at a time keeps us from being consumed with worry. And that is Matthew 6, verse 34. So, yeah, don't worry so far in the future. We tend to, want to plan or, just want to be prepared. So we just, plan on what we think is going to happen, or just worry about, what's going to happen in the future when we really don't know what exactly is going to happen. And so, our minds can just go all haywire because, we think, oh, this could happen or this could happen or what if, and those things could just drive us to such worry and anxiety, instead of if we're focusing on the here and now, what we have to deal with today, just focus on today and not go beyond, like, a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, whatever. Just focus on the day. And some people, they can look in the future and it doesn't cause them anxiety. But if you are one who gets so worried that it overwhelms you, then just focus, just stay focused one day at a time, and don't get yourself to go beyond and, worry about what could happen tomorrow or the next day or the next day. Because sometimes when we are so worried about the future and what could happen, that can just, it's like a domino effect, and we just get so just consumed, and, it just gets out of control. So just stay on the track. Just, just don't look out here, just stay focused, stay, looking in your lane. Don't look in the other lanes, just look straight in your lane. So I hope this helps you. And again, just stay looking straight ahead, and, don't worry about tomorrow or the next day, because regardless, God has got it. God knows where you're going to be at today. He knows where you're going to be at tomorrow. He knows where you're going to be at a year from now. So he knows the end from the beginning. So we have to have faith in him and know that he's got us. He's got everything all under control. So just trust him and have faith. See you again.